nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big John and G, the Two Gun Fix-It presents Legendary Gaming. What's up, everyone, and happy Monday! I'm so glad everyone could be here and join us for this Midday Monologue Monday that we have upon us. So, how's everyone doing? Did you have a good weekend? Are you ready for the new week? Yeah. I know the new week starts on Sunday, but we all know we consider it to start on Monday, no? So, there is something that's been bugging me. And at the same time all it's been bugging me, I've been participating in it. But as you've probably already seen from the thumbnail, kids, I'm here to talk about one very important aspect of board game collection. Now, even if you are a collector, even if you're just someone that sees a board game that you like, that looks interesting, maybe you're not a collector, maybe you just see something like, I want that. Well, there's been a problem, and it's been a growing problem all these years. And now it's time for me to tell you my take, and in the comments section, learn some of your takes and ideas on the concept and the idea of how much? It's a board game. You know the feeling, right? This. You know that feeling. All right, let's get down the table and we'll talk about the ever-increasing price of board games. Wait, no, seriously, how much? No, seriously, you know it's just a board game, right? I mean, it doesn't even have any electronic parts or anything. It's just like cardboard and plastic. Yeah, but it looks really cool, doesn't it? I mean, it's expensive as all hell, but I mean, I wouldn't mind having it. And everyone says such good things about it. I don't know. It seems like 10 years ago, I would have balked at the idea of paying $65 MSRP for a board game. Not that there hadn't been expensive board games before 10 years ago, but it seems to me that they were few and far between, and they seem to almost have special niches within the gaming community. But now it seems like ever since then I've slowly been finding myself in increasing my maximum amount. And that kind of all started, I guess, with the Dungeons & Dragons Cooperative Adventure System. Because that was running MSRP about $65. I think it might still be running that or so. And I just wanted it so bad because it was Castle Ravenloft. It was Dungeons & Dragons. I love Dungeons & Dragons. And Castle Ravenloft is an amazing module. I still have a lot of very fond and strong memories of when that module first came out and running my gang through it. I love it. So I had to do it. And that's what they're banking on. I'm positive of this. Because I've also noticed that a lot of the big item games, not all of them, but a lot of them, do tend to fall in the same ballpark as something very, very pop culture-y, something really in the zeitgeist of the pop culture at the time. And therefore they can get away with it. Because just like me with that Ravenloft game, they know there's going to be a certain amount of people out there, and these individuals are just going to want it, even if it is $15, $20, later cases $40 or more, $50 maybe more than you would have normally bought, because you're just doing it this once. I'm just doing this once because I'm such a huge fan of fill in the blank. And the other thing is, the other two things I really think that I want to put a little blame on, shake the finger at, so to speak, is first of all, Kickstarter. Kickstarter is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I'm not putting it down, I'm not kicking it. Kickstarter, I'm not kicking it. But no, I'm not. It's a wonderful platform that allows so many small up-and-coming publishers, many of which may never have had a chance to break into the field. So it is wonderful in that. But the psychology. Now, I know it's not Kickstarter. It's not conscious. It doesn't have a will of its own. But it's what individuals do through Kickstarter and how they manipulate and get you. Yes, they do. Good ones do. I have an example of that coming up. But what they do is they know how to manipulate you to get every penny they can squeeze out of you. Just like when you go to the supermarket and they have things placed in very specific locations, like all the horrible sugary stuff down low, where kids who generally, in the old days, moms went to the store and they brought their kids. Well, now the kids are going to see this. It's at their level. They can grab it and they can throw it in the cart when the mom's not looking, or just beg the mom, please, please, I want all this sugar, please. It's psychology. And really, really good Kickstarters are just as at fault as every other company when it comes to mind control through marketing, through the psychology of what we see and what we want. Okay, but the other thing is, and this is also that was a little tough to say, I think, and so is this. A lot of the blame, also besides what they do on Kickstarter and how they manipulate things, is here, YouTube. What you see, what you get with these influencers. And I've already done a video for that. I did a Midday Monologue Monday a couple of months back on influencers versus informers. So I'm not going to totally get into that again right now. Go check that video out. But for now, it is true that there's this cult of the new that's been going on for years now on YouTube with influencers, and it's not just of board games, but that's what we're talking about now, and that's what my community is. So that's where I'm going to aim this at. Individuals, and sometimes you see this, and this was brought up to me, and I thought about this, and I agreed with it, is that you really get a good feel of what's going on when an influencer has a preview of an item, let's say that's on Kickstarter or going to be on Kickstarter. They don't have the final object, but they were given a review copy. So they have a preview of this, and they play the game and they give you their opinion. Well, you hope they actually play the game instead of just read about it and mumble their opinions as if they had played it. Okay, you hope that they do. So they play the game once or twice, and then they tell you their thoughts on it. And it's always good. It's always great thoughts. It's always, yeah, back this. Because then they get a free copy of it from those companies, those producers. And then when they get to see, this is the point, is then notice when they get the actual copy, if their opinion is any less than it was with the preview. And I've done this. I've previewed a few things on Kickstarter. And maybe it's just the individuals that deal with me. I don't know. But there's not a lot of difference between what I get to preview and the end piece, especially with the mechanics of gameplay. Maybe with the art there's some differences, but really with the mechanic of gameplay, there isn't. What I'm playing in the preview has almost always been what comes out. So when they finally get the product, and if they have anything less of an opinion of it, then right away I got red flags. I got red flags about, well, the game's no different than the last time you played it, but now you got your free copy, and now you're telling us your real opinion about this? That you don't like it, that it's not that great? When before, you didn't say that. And that ensured you to get a copy. See, things like this, that was brought up to my attention, and it's so correct. I've seen this happening. So between Kickstarter and between these influencers, we're getting pummeled nowadays with board games that have outrageous price tags on them. price tags that if you weren't a backer of it and you were just walking through your friendly local gaming store and you saw it, you'd pass it up when you saw the price. Now, I'm guilty of this. I've got to tell you the truth. I've been a little guilty of this. But nowadays, I almost plan for it, and I think that's a little sad. You know, I started. What was the first one? The first one was like I think I paid $109 for Oblivion. Yeah, for Sentinels of the Multiverse Oblivion. I went for the $109 level because that was a level where I got the big box, and I think there was something else at the foil cards or something like that that I was able to get. So that was the minimum of all the cool extra stuff I wanted. So I spent $109 on this, and at the time I thought that was it. I mean, that must be the seal. That must be. But no, it's not. It wasn't. Return to Dark Tower was $225 for me to get the Ascal's Fortune on that, which is the base game, the extra box of miniatures, the extra box of heroes, the coffer with the upgraded tokens and everything on it, and my coin, and my gold coin of the realm for first player marker. And I was thinking to myself, damn, that's a lot of money. And at that point, I got a little worried. I did. I started thinking to myself, well, how much is the next game I want going to be? And I did something that I think is both smart and dangerous, my friends. I started specifically putting money aside so that when something big came up, I wasn't taken by surprise. I'd have a couple of $100 banked, so to speak, in the side, ready to go, just to back something. I mean, the last game I backed was $225. How much more could the next one be? Well, the most previous thing that I'm waiting for, and I only got a chance to do this because I had banked some money beforehand. And it was still about $200 short. I had to beg to get that extra $200. And it wasn't easy. And that was the Marvel Zombies board game. I went in big. I went in for the $600 and whatever dollar amount that was. I got every single box that came with it, plus the Galactus, the 2-foot Galactus figure. How could you not? It's more than just fear of missing out. It's this innate desire that I have, and I know I'm not alone in this. Where given the opportunity, I have to be a completionist. If I know I have the chance to get a complete set, a series of something, beginning to end, boom, I want to do it. And that's what happened here. This was a great case of them manipulating everything. Because when it first started, I was down to get the $400 version, which was the 2 base games and Galactus. Because at first, that's all it was. And every 3 days in this 2-week Kickstarter campaign, they announced a new box set. And it kept growing and growing and growing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was expecting, stretch goals to give things to us, which they did. Every single Marvel hero zombie, they kickstarted bonus stretch gold for us, the hero version. And every hero, they did the same to give us the zombie version. This whole thing that was planned. Every aspect of this was planned. They knew from the last 49 Kickstarters they did, they knew what they were doing. And they had this all planned out, how every single dollar amount and every time, every day of that campaign was going to open up something new to the backers and the potential backers to get them not only to back, but to continue with the add-ons, which is what all of these extra things were. After the 2 core sets and the Galactus, everything else was basically an add-on for this, until they came out with the one collection thing, the $600 and something thing that saves you like $50 or something off of the whole set. But also it gives you Kickstarter exclusives that aren't supposed to be available in stores one day, except for anyone that buys them and then wants to sell them later. But they're not going to be planned to be put in the store. So it's like, if you don't get it on Kickstarter, you're never going to get this. You're never going to have a complete set, John. They got me. I'm not the only one that got like that too. But this is... I can't keep this up. I can't keep banking extra cash just to see what's next down the Kickstarter hole. How long? This is not sustainable. It's not sustainable to do it that way. And they just keep doing it. They keep making these games more and more expensive. One of the reasons they're so expensive is the miniatures. You know, when I backed the game Arceus and Hour of Need, which are massive miniature games. The Marvel Zombies, massive miniature game. The Return to Dark Tower, because I got the extra stuff with all the extra miniatures to replace the little token pieces. That's more miniatures. And all that plastic. Now, there's a small little movement in the board gaming community I've noticed going on for the last few years, anti-plastic. And I get it, but I don't know what the alternatives are, especially since we've already gone through recently one paper shortage, and it's just going to keep happening. So we can't keep replacing the plastic pieces with, cardboard standees, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. So I don't know what the solution is. Plastic or paper. Plastic's going to choke the environment. Paper is going to take away our oxygen by taking away our trees. What do we do? We have to develop some plastic that's biodegradable, which I heard some wicked rumor about that apparently somebody did. I don't know if it's true or not. But until that is a reality, I'll take either. I'll take plastic or cardboard. But there's a big problem. And the final little point I want to say about this problem isn't just Kickstarter. It isn't just the influencers. It's me. It's you. It's all of us that are actually saying yes to continue doing this. You know, just like if you ever wonder why Hollywood keeps making bad movies, it's because people keep paying money to see them. You know, maybe it's a little bit like the producers where they plan on flops. I don't know. But if we stop paying $400, $500, $600 for a board game, they'll stop making $600 board games. And also any of the overflow will eventually be in bargain bins. And we'll be able to get that for like $100 a few months after they can't sell it. That maybe yes, maybe no on that. But honestly, all jokes aside, anyone like me that has done this, we have to stop. We have to get off this wagon, off this merry-go-round is more like it is, because every time we decide to give them more money, that's proving to them that they can charge more for the next game. And we shouldn't be going broke over board games. They're just games, no matter how much we love them. I mean, don't tell them I said that. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on how much money either you spend yourself, or maybe you're wiser than me and you protect your money a little bit better? But you've seen, even if you haven't spent, you've seen some of the outrageous prices on board games over the last decade. They've really shot up, I think. So what's your opinion on this? Put it down in the comments, because I really want to know. I can't be alone in thinking this. Am I missing something? Put it down in the comments. Do you disagree with me? Maybe you think that it's no big deal. If you can't afford a $400 board game, why the hell are you trying to buy a $400 board game? Maybe that's what you think. Put that down in the comments. I don't care what you think. Just write something, damn it. All right, thank you for joining me. I'm your buddy Big John at G for Two Gun Picture presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here. Midday Monologue Monday is here. How's everyone going? Going? Where the hell are you going? I don't know. If you're going somewhere, get there safe. I'm going out of my mind. Let's try this again, shall we, kids?